in the previous session, we have completed the get method. We are left out with the post method. So post method will also have the header and error response. So since we have kept the header and error response in trait, we can go ahead and use it, right? So I can copy this. Okay. So this is some issue with indentation. I'll clear it out. Okay. Okay. So so now post is having header and the error response, right? Okay. So next thing, I'll define the body. The post request have a body, right? So I'll define that. I'll give an example. So as always, we will put the example inside the examples folder. In the examples, I'm going to duplicate this response body. Okay. So this is going to be a request. So I'll give it as a request body. From the response, I have removed the employee ID and I have added department. Okay. So along with that, I'll define a data type for this request. Right. So I'll just duplicate this. I'll call this request. So I will remove this employee ID. Then I'll add one more tag, which sorry. Okay. So it is the department, the city. Then it's going to be a string. Then example, I can give HR, right? Yeah, that's it. So from the root file, I'll give the example as include library / example / and request and request body.json. Then I'll give the type. So first I'll import the type here. So I'll give request colon okay. Instead of response, I need to give request, right? request data type dot remote. Okay. So we have the body. I'm going to give the type column include the / data type / so this is before that we have to give it this application JSON, right? That's why we are getting the error. It is application JSON, right? I think we are good now. So this is the body. So let me define the response as well. Responses. For inserting, I'll give 201. Then body should be application JSON. Then I'll give an example. So let me create an example. I will, I'll call it success.json. It has a message employee inserted successfully. Okay. Okay. So what else is left? I have to include it here. Samples hyphen success, right? Okay. Okay. I think that's it. Let's see. Let us test this and see what we are getting. This is the get method. So department is mandatory. Without this, it says URL is invalid, right? Because we don't have a department. So I'll give some department. ID is optional. I can give it or doesn't matter. Let me give some dummy value. Transaction ID, it is mandatory and it has given from the trait. Credentials, as we have defined. We have a client ID which is mandatory, client secret which is mandatory. Okay, so let me hit send. Okay, so we are getting the 200 OK response. Okay, so it clearly says if it is 400, we are going to get this as the response. If it is 500, we are going to get this as the response. Okay, 200, we are going to get this as the response, and it is also showing how the data type is. What is the data type of the response? It has employee ID, and name, and wage, and base location, and tech, and salary, right? Okay, so let me go to the post as well. Let me try it. Query param, it's fine because we have not given query parent for the post request, so it is fine. A transaction ID, it's fine, means it is getting from the header. So the body, this is the body which we will be sending for inserting. So it has a HR and finance, it doesn't have an ID. Client ID, client secret, it's mandatory. Yeah, we got 201. Let's delete one of the mandatory field and check how it is behaving. Okay, see, invalid schema, which means that the data type which we are using is working, right? Since we have in the data type we have employed type as required is equal to true, it is expecting this value. So if we are not sending it, we are getting an error, right? So we have seen this. How do I define an API resource and its parameters in a RAML file? Okay, so employee, then get, post. This is how we are defining, right? So this is the endpoint, and this is the method, or we can call it as a resource, right? Okay, so this is done. So this is also seeing how to declare query parameters. It is response and response structures. So query parameter is here, response is here, and the structure. I can give an example. I can give a type. Okay. Is it possible to use the same HTTP methods multiple times for a single request path? So the answer is no. What they are meaning is, so we have this employee, within that we have a URI parent. So the question is, can we use get again? or post again. It is not possible. We will be able to use the get only once. Okay. So within the employee, we have a post. We can use a get outside this one. That is fine. If I am giving get here, it will not throw an error, right? This is fine. But if I'm going to give a get within this one, it will throw an error. Let me show you. Okay. Get column. Yeah. Duplicate key, right? So this is not allowed. Okay.